What's up, everybody? How you doing? Welcome back to Shop Talk here at 31 Records, my little record store in Houston, Texas. So we're gonna do the article with the queers today. 15 minutes on a street corner with a queer. So this one's gonna be, it says live photos and interview by Todd from FLIPSIDE Magazine, January, February 1997. We'll get to that in just a second. I left my harness at home, did like a jackass, so when I do the part where I show you a couple things, may not be as cool as typical. It may not look as good as it usually does. So the music in the video today in the background will be the Gargamels versus the Smurfs. This is a split that I found. I don't actually know. I think this came in a collection that I got from Kevin from Valhalla Cinema. But it says it was from Super Pets Head Records, 2001, Friendswood, Texas. So this is local. Dude, it's like super good poppy Ramones core stuff. Or at least the first couple of songs are. But shout out to this album. If anybody knows anything about this, let me know. I may have to take this one and get it put on the computer so I can upload it to the interwebs, because I think this is worth hearing if it's not already out there somewhere. And then I got a handful of oddities to show you today. But, you know, before we do that, let's listen to this, or let's read this Queers interview. And this one was specifically asked by one of the viewers. They wanted to hear this one next, so that's what we're doing. I'll do the, what was it? What was the other one? Was it Descendants? Yeah, I'll do the Descendants one next time. These take a little while, so let's see. The pressure was on. Flipside's been Jinx interviewing the queers in the past. Broken tapes, dead batteries, lost messages, and beer stupors, to name a few. Deciding the crowded room here where the interview started would come out as decipherable as packaging material crackling, we took to the hall, where we quickly ushered out by the closing of Whiskey staff on Sunset Boulevard, tour van gunning impatiently in the background. The following interview steamed off the warm mug of a leather-clad Joe Queer. Live photos and interview by Todd. Okay, my apologies for not reading that very well. I sincerely apologize. Todd says, so are you scared that Todd says, so are you scared that one of the queers is going to branch off and release a solo album? Joe, these guys are so fucking... If it wasn't for me, these guys would be in a hotel in El Paso from the last tour, know what I mean? They can't barely wipe their fucking asses. Solo albums? No way. Shit talking. Todd, so why do you guys have so many songs about tits? Joe, we just try to have one song about tits on every album. Just on general principles, we have to do it. Shout out to Joe Queer. Todd, is Ursula from Ursula Finally Has Tits a real girl? Joe, yeah. Todd, is she proud of her homage? Joe, no. She used to come to queer shows all the time, but we haven't seen her in a few years, but it's a popular tune. She's cool with it. She really turned out to be a cute girl, too. I haven't seen her lately. Probably a good thing. She's a little younger than me. Are they talking about a real person? Todd, have a favorite porno? Joe, either Forrest Hump or Romancing the Bone. That's an old porno. Or it, likely is. I don't actually know, but it sounds like old porno titles. Not that I would know what porno titles sound like. Todd, what are your views on silicone breast augmentation? Joe, it looks alright, but it's too plastic and shit. It's too unreal. I like tits, big or small. I like girls, punk rock girls. Todd, do you have a girlfriend? Married? Joe, nope. Todd, no attachments? Joe, not at the moment. I have a few live ones, so, No, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Todd, are there any bands you've ever come to blows with? Joe, God, there's been a few bands we don't like because of their shtick, but we just leave them alone and get out. No, we good. Maybe a few local bands back in the early 80s, back in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. There were a few bands back there we hated. Gandhi's Lunchbox was one. My roommate and B-Face's uncle were in Gandhi's Lunchbox. But there were a couple of instances where we weren't too keen on their trip because of money. They're not even a band now, and we're fucking playing all over the world. I wish them all the luck, but, it all comes out of the laundry. It all comes out of the wash. Todd, Do you have any new GG Allin stories? Last time you talked to Flipside, he was cowering in the backseat of a car. Joe, GG. People ask me once in a while. He was a good guy when I knew him. He just went off the deep end because he didn't have any musical talent, so he figured he would be so outrageous, and that's how he'd get famous. And that's how he did get famous. I feel sorry for him, to tell you the truth. When I think of the guy I first knew, Todd, can you think of any triggers that did it? Joe. His first thing was GG and the Jabbers. He wanted to be like Iggy and the Stooges. That's where he got the name. That's what he was into. I remember playing in my band, The Bugs, and GG. I remember playing in my band, The Bugs, and GG came up and sang Louie Louie with us and was crawling around on the floor. People there were 3 servicemen and an enlisted men's club, Kittering, Maine. 3 dudes trying to figure out what the fuck, but he was a good guy. He was a good man. Todd, he made people pay attention, at least so they wouldn't get hit. I mean, GG Allin was very violent at his shows. You had to pay attention or you were going to get hit, either by a fist or flying fecal matter. Who knows? Ugh. Joe, yeah, that's right. Todd, what's the best part about being a queer? Joe, getting to travel around, have friends around the world, rub elbows with the Ramones, just the experience of hanging out with your heroes. Hell yeah. One of the best parts of this channel is I get to talk to people like Joe Queer, and I love that guy. He's super cool. Todd, so are you scared that one of the queers is going to branch off into a solo rap project? Oh, man. I think that's what it... Oh, no, hold on. Interesting. These guys are so fucking... If it wasn't... Oh, wow, that they didn't actually write the same question that he asked. Up in the, like, top thing? That's weird, dude. So basically he's like, no, they're not going to do shit like that. Solo rap albums. That'd be a... Bro, come on, Dee Dee. Was it Dee Dee? Shit, I can't remember which Ramon did that. Todd, what would you be doing if you weren't a queer? What skills do you have? Joe, oh man, I'd probably be married to an ugly broad with a fat ass and have 2.2 kids yelling at me and working at a restaurant or something. I used to own a restaurant. I did not know that about Joe Queer. Todd, what was the restaurant? Joe, it was a place called Joe's Place. It was a small cafe type thing. It wasn't a diner. It was pretty cool though. I mean, it was often a really good time. Todd, what's the biggest difference you see between the East and West Coast since you tour so much? Joe, see, this trip we only get to spend 2 days in LA. I used to live in Venice Beach and Hermosa. I really miss, New York is about what you expect, and Philly is, people are uptight and all that shit because of the cold out there. But yeah, it's just weird. I like LA the best out of San Francisco, LA, and Seattle. It's easier to get around than New York. The people are nicer. I think it's just kooky. It's very odd. Some places are stuck in the 50s and 60s, and they made the movies out here, and it's just something in the air, and I really, really love it. And just this time, I realized how much I missed it. I could easily move back here. Interesting. How would you characterize the queers? I think of 2 things simultaneously, Ramones and Beach Boys. Joe says, well, that's what we're trying to do. I'm no trailblazer, never was, never had any vision. I want to go to that magical spot to take the Ramones idea one step further and have the Beach Boys vocals, have a little bit more harmony in the vocals, and that's where we are. Nothing really outlandish. When was it you thought, Beach Boys, hell yeah? When was it you thought, Beach Boys, hell yeah? Joe says, it was gradual. I always loved them, and then I've been listening to it more and more, and the Beach Boys today, I understood what they were doing. I have a musical background. I used to play trumpet, and even on this album, I understand more about sharing vocals and how much you can do with vocals and back vocals, and I learned stuff like that. It really inspired me. No, we're not going to record another Pet Sounds, but, well, I don't know about that. I like the Queers more than the Beach Boys, personally. But in our own little humble way, I'm excited about trying more stuff. We had Lisa from Cubs sing on our album, and at the end of that song, I Can't Get Over You, we had 3 different vocals going. That was pretty cool. Todd says, where did you see the Queers steering from here? Joe, just to keep going and work more on the originals and try to take that Ramones aesthetic or whatever that word is and bring in the Beach Boys a little bit more, and our audience is coming along with us. You know, whereas if you tell kids the Beach Boys, they say that's something my parents listen to. But if the queers are playing it, it's cool. We're just playing it the same shit the Beach Boys did. I want to fucking just make good music to keep trying to turn kids onto the Beach Boys and shit like that. They get the Ramones part. The Beach Boys, the Beatles, and the Ramones were the 3 biggest groups in the fucking world. Dude, were they though? I don't think the Ramones were that big. Not until way later, right? Or am I tripping? I guess to him it was though, right? To punk rockers they would be. Interesting. And the Beach Boys don't get any fucking respect. Sure, they turned into idiots in the later stage of their career. I mean, in the later stage of the Ramones' career, they weren't as good either. Neither were the Stones. Stones are still going, dude. 25, 30 years after this was written. They're like zombies on stage, dude. Man, that's crazy. It's something that runs deep in me, and I really love it. And I hope someday to work with Brian Wilson. Oh, that'd be crazy. Did he ever accomplish that? I don't actually know. Todd, any contact with a Beach Boy? Joe, just through Andy Bailey. I talked to him about possibly producing. He couldn't come tonight because he's in the studio, but hopefully. I talked to Joey Ramone. He said if Andy produced, he'd be interested in doing a project with us. Andy was interested. We sent him a CD. I'm hoping Andy will do it because I don't want to work with Joey Ramone or Andy because I think it'll help us make $1 million or anything, or that they're famous. I want to do it because they're people who are into the music that I love, and it would be fun to work with people like Andy, and he's really into the Beach Boys. Joey Ramone, it would be a fun thing to work with people who are my heroes. Yes, absolutely. And the thing is, when we have fun, we do good. You can't be in a band and say, gee, I want to be famous, or I want to make $1 million, or I want to sell 1 million albums. That's not my goal. My goal is to do the best music we can, and it seems that when we make good music, we sell more albums. Our big message is about having fun. In this day and age, what's wrong with fucking having fun? Hell yeah. The Ramones, the Dickies, there have been so many bands throughout the years. It was fun, not some big preaching fucking thing. He still behaves like this, dude. Even now, 2025, Joe still talks like this. I love it, dude. Any nibbles from MTV, asked Todd. Joe says, well, we did a video and we gave it to MTV, and they're actually going to play it a week from Sunday. Which song? Joe, Punk Rock Girls. Let's go. Todd, Yummy Yummy. Joe, it's a typical queer show. Cost about $2,000 to make the video, and it was fun. It showed a lot of our audience, so it's really cool and good vibes. Todd, have you lost or gained your fan base? Joe, oh, we've gained more audience, way more. We haven't lost any, well, maybe a fraction of it. We lost our hardcore punkers who can't stand to see any punk band get famous at all, and that's why they left. Our music has necessarily nothing to do with it. We've always done Burger King Queen and Hawaii by the Beach Boys. We've always had the pop stuff. We've always done it. And then we have the hard stuff on the new album. No Tit and I'm Okay, You're Fucked. Those could have been on our second 7-inch in '84. So we're still doing it. Todd, ever surf? Joe, yeah, I actually got up on a board twice this year, which is unbelievable. I used to live in Hermosa, and I would surf down there and shit, but hadn't gotten up there in a long time. When it was easy to go, I'd get up, catch a couple waves, wipe out, crawl back, but I wasn't much of a surfer. I'm going to have to go. I'm sorry. Tour van's actually leaving at this point. Todd, one last question. How can you be so smart and sound so dumb at the same time? Fantastic question. Joe, well, you have to be, smart dumb. You can't just sing My Girlfriend's a Piece of Chalk. Now I want to rock, rock, rock. You work on it. You sing like Kim from the Muffs. From a teenager's point of view, rock and roll is like, I'm older, but Joe Queer is always going to be about 17 years old. You just sing from your gut instinct. Doesn't matter how old you are. Gotta go. Bye. I hope I did that justice, man. That was a lot of fun to read. I'll get better at reading these, dude. Maybe I should read them like a few times before I get on here to do it. What do you think? Part of it is that I'm getting older, and reading these small letters is a lot more difficult than it used to be. But, man, shout out to Joe Queer. Joe Queer, GG Allin, Joe Queer, the Beach Boys. Let's go. All right, let me flip this camera angle around. I'll show you a couple things that we got in store, and then I'll let you guys get back to your day. Dude, thank you so much. Check it out. Here's the thing. I am fixing to have a sponsorship on the channel. It's not any kind of it's a merch company. They're friends of mine. I know them personally, so it's not some You know, it's not like some Joe Rogan thing. It's like a friends merch company. So if you're trying to get merch made, check out Dead and Buried Inc. They're friends of mine out in LA, and they're gonna do some merch for me. I'm gonna do some promo for them, and we're gonna help each other out. So if you have a band that wants merch made, please go check out Dead and Buried Inc. They're good dudes, man. They can do screen printing, all kinds of embroidery. They can do shirts, jackets, skateboards, all of it, dude. They're making my shirts for me. They're on the way to the house right now. So this is just like I thought of it and wanted to tell you guys. So please check them out. They're my friends, dude. All right, let me turn the camera around, and I'll show you a couple things that are like really unique that we have in store. 31records.bigcartel.com. It is happening, boys and girls. So yeah, you'll be able to find some more of our obscure stuff from the shop on Big Cartel, on our website, through Big Cartel. So I'm very new to this, so just be patient. Give me like a week maybe, and it'll be up and running. I've already got one item on there. I'm working on the design of it. But yeah, we're gonna have a website finally. I won't have everything on there, but if you see something that you really, really want and you just want to buy it through the website, let me know and I'll list it for you, okay? But yeah, 1 second, please. Okay, so like I said, I have to hold my camera this time, which is odd because I usually have two hands to full with stuff. But as I was saying a second ago, the website's gonna have stuff like this on there. I've only got one of these, so when it's gone, it's gone. But it's a Lower Class Brats Templar split. I mean, how crazy is that? Group of bands. I don't know. That's wild, dude. Lower Class Brats and Templars. I don't know that I've ever even listened to this. I'm going to take it home tonight, clean it, listen to it, make sure it sounds good, and then I'll take some photos and I will list it on the website. This is the CD that I'm playing right now. I think I'm going to keep this one because it's from Houston, or, you know, Friendswood's basically Houston. But check this out. Anybody who knows about this, let me know, please. Kevin, if you're watching this, I think this came from you. But this is the kind of stuff that I want to make sure I get it uploaded on the computer and on my channel so people can listen to it. And then a couple things that I got from Kevin as well. I think these came from him. This is the new threat Fistful of TNT, Jailhouse Records. I think this is like some street punk stuff, 77 style punk. But yeah, man, random ass CD that we got. Again, this stuff will end up on the website because it's scarce, it's rare. We don't have a lot of it. We got a couple of these. This is Butch gave me these from 30 Foot Fall. He's the singer. This is Jesus, Elvis, and Richard Petty EP, but it's on CD, and you can it's you know, they're all numbered and stuff. I think they made like 500 of them if I'm not mistaken. But dude, this is a really good EP from 30 Foot Fall. Butch said he calls it a demo. This is an EP, man. It's awesome. It sounds very good. And we got two more things I'll show you, and then I'll get out of here. Got this Anti-Heroes Live on a 5 Volume 3. It's a 5-inch record with 2 songs. Hold on 1 second. Man, I needed 2 hands way more than I realized on this thing. Let's see if I can do this. All right, hold on 1 second. All right, sorry. So we got the Herbert Moonstomp and The Rapist are the 2 songs on here. There's 1 song on each side. It's a 5-inch record. Look how, like, honestly adorable this thing is. Dude, what? It's so cool, man. But yeah, I don't get stuff like that very often. And then we got this Moral Crux CD that showed up. It's 30 songs, and it comes with 2 stickers and a patch, dude. I mean, shoot, you really can't beat that. But Moral Crux is like a good street punk band. But 30 songs on 1 CD is kind of ridiculous. But yeah, man. So we got the 30 Foot Fall, the New Threat, Moral Crux, Lower Class Brat Split, and we got this Live on a 5. Sorry, somebody's knocking on my door. This Anti-Heroes Live on a 5. I heard this is actually really good. I need to go home and listen to this too. But yeah, I think I'll take these 2 home and listen to them tonight. Sorry, my camera. Dude, this no harness thing is for the birds, bro. But yeah, man, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with me. I do appreciate it. Let me know if there's anything you need to do from me. Or if you need me to do anything, excuse me. Also, please throw out recommendations of albums and bands, because I'm going to be doing deep cuts every Thursday now, and I want to feature 3 bands and or albums on each episode. So I don't know. Yeah, sorry, I got my words mixed up. I'm getting ready to go. It's been a long day already. I'm very tired and getting hungry. So yeah, talk to y'all next time. Peace.